It can't work. Every time I think of making a little effort to see if we can make some little changes in the things that happen around us that I'm not happy about, I hear voices telling me it can't work. Maybe they're right. Some time ago, my flight was delayed by Arik Airlines for about 6 hours. And I tried to gather the opinion of people around me to say, listen, when we get back to Abuja from Lagos, we should sue these people and demand reparation for the things that they have done wrong. People were with me until eventually the plane came on, we boarded, and the next thing I knew were people telling me, including lawyers on that aircraft, telling me that, look, let's just thank God if we land safely in Abuja and leave these people. If we protest, it won't work. Nothing will be done. I proceeded and went to meet with my own lawyer here in Abuja to tell him I think we should write a letter of complaint. I think we should sue these people. And again, he told me, it can't work. Some time ago, we read in the papers that people were now being charged by Nigerian customs, even for personal effects that they brought back from their foreign trips. And I thought, wow, maybe we should protest. This doesn't sound right. Personal effects should not be taxed again by custom. But then that voice said to me again, don't bother, Daddy. It can't work. In Abuja some time ago, because there were no public car parks, we parked our cars by the curbs. One day, one organization came along and said that they had permit to start charging us for parking on the curbs. We didn't know where they came from, but we heard rumors that they were backed by an important politician. And then they just to charge us randomly. And they became so reckless that even if you park in front of your own house where you live, they will clamp your car and say you must pay and pay randomly. I thought of protesting. I discussed with a few people, but as usual, I was told it can't work. But we were wrong. We were very wrong. One man, not long ago, was delayed by the same Arik airline. He chose to sue, and I read in the papers, yes, he was awarded damages for that delay. Somebody else has gone to court to protest that customs has no right to be charging you for bringing in personal effects. Again, I read in the papers, yes, he won the case. It worked, contrary to what I believed. Oh, concerning the parking on the curb, yes. Another man that I do not know went to court to protest that there was no law backing this thing that this organization was doing in Abuja, because no law had been passed to make them collect parking fees for us for parking on the curbs when they had no public parking space for us. Guess what? He won. It worked. How come we find it so easy to discourage ourselves from making any effort, from taking any little step to see if things can change? Are we so used to darkness that we're afraid of light? Are we so used to begging and bribing that we don't even want merit to take place? Yet we mouth that we want things to get better. We should be prepared to take some steps, no matter how little. If you don't like it, stop watching. Let's take a step. Whether you will call the agency to protest, whether you will write a letter, whether you will start a social media movement, whether you go on TV or on radio, you need to do something. If all we are left with is this nonchalant attitude where you and I are not doing anything, and we are leaving everything to those our same leaders to make things better for us, I'm afraid we may not be able to go very far. But they may be leaders of the nation. They are not leaders of my life. They are not leaders of your life. If we don't want it, let us take a step. Let's make some little changes. No matter how little the efforts may be, do something. That is the only way we can hope that things can improve by any measure. So, contrary to your opinion, it can work.